Alright everybody, I've been doing YouTube for the past 6 months, so today we're going to look back kind of on what I've done, my growth, my journey so far, some of my processes that I use to make my videos, and we're just going to look back on everything that's been done on the channel. It should be really fun. So looking back at my channel and on the most viewed video that I have, at least the most viewed long form video, it is the most ridiculous Zelda theory I've ever heard video. It's me talking about a Reddit theory that somebody posted about Zelda being about like promoting traditional gender norms. I thought the video or that theory was kind of insane, so I made a video about it, just kind of talking about why I thought that theory was kind of ridiculous. And it's my most viewed video on the channel. It has 4.3 thousand views, which is a lot for me, a whole bunch of watch time. I wasn't expecting it to do very good. In fact, the video that I expected to do better than that one was the video I posted before that, which was called Not a Real Zelda Game, where I talk about how every Zelda game that's come out has been accused of being not a real Zelda game, so it's kind of silly for us to keep saying that. That video has like 1.8 thousand views, so it also did really well. Those are my first two videos to cross 1,000, but the first one about the theory was kind of interesting. And then I kind of tried to do some more Zelda theory videos, but they actually didn't do very well, so I kind of moved away from that content. One thing that I focused on a lot at the very beginning of the channel was doing shorts. Like I would make YouTube shorts of me singing or playing the piano or just doing kind of funny little skits. I did those for a while and some of those did well. I think my most viewed one has like 12,000 views. Other shorts views are a little bit different because they don't maintain any momentum. So that's kind of weird how I said that. They don't maintain their momentum, right? They just kind of hit a really good spot. They'll like shoot up if they're done really well, and they just kind of stay there. You might get a couple subs off of it, but you don't get any watch time. You actually need 4,000 hours of watch time to be monetized. I'm about halfway there. The first thing I did on this channel that was kind of like my first full-length videos was my lo-fi music off of like Nintendo and other video game things. That was mostly just because I was interested in making music and learning how to make music on Logic Pro, which is the software that I use to make music. It was more just like a creative experiment for me, and then I posted the videos on there regardless. My most viewed one of those is my FNAF one called Smashing Windshields. I think it's almost at like 700 views, so that one did pretty well. And I like that stuff, it's interesting, but I think just as I grew and as I moved on to being interested in other stuff, I did other things. One of the other big things I did for a while was talk about ADHD. I still have ADHD, of course. I'm still taking medicine for my ADHD. It's just not what I wanted the focus of the channel to be, because I kind of hit a point where I was like, I want the focus of this channel to be something that I'm interested in. I want to make videos that I'm interested in. I don't just kind of want to chase trends. And so for a while I was like, well, I could be an ADHD YouTuber and I could do well, but I just wasn't really interested in it. And as kind of my interests change, I found other things to make videos about. And that kind of led me to making explanation videos for the Deer Hunter, which is my favorite band of all time. A lot of subscribers on this channel found me through the Deer Hunter. So I did a series analyzing all 5 of their albums that have one big story behind it. I really loved making those videos. Those are probably my favorite videos on this channel. They were just super rewarding. They took a lot of time to make. Some of them took several weeks. By the end, I was kind of more motivated, so I was making them a lot quicker. But those were really just cool and interesting to make, and that was content that I wished was on YouTube already. So it was kind of cool to find content that I was kind of the first to be doing, because there's kind of just this idea in YouTube culture to like chase the trend or do something that's interesting or be like a Mr. Beast clone. Well, I don't have money, so I can't be a Mr. Beast clone. But making a video on the Deer Hunter was really cool because I was kind of one of the first people to make a video like that. So I actually gained a lot of really cool, awesome followers or subscribers. I'm sure some of you are watching this right now, that were super like appreciative of me, and they gave me great comments and just like so much support for that. And so that was really awesome. I really enjoyed that. And then after that, I made a video explaining Plans by Deathcap for Cutie. That one did not do well. It's at like 70 views or something. For reference, my most viewed Deer Hunter video is over 1,000. I think it's at 1,100. The others are anywhere from like, I think Act 2 is at like 700, and they progressively get lower and lower in views as they go on, which is normal. People aren't interested in the content anymore, or they haven't made it to those later videos. But those videos were really exciting and interesting for me to make. I really loved just making this super long form content and editing it in the way that I did. If you're looking into editing something, my suggestion will always be using DaVinci Resolve, which is a free software that is really great. Once you learn how to use it, it's like pretty simple. I'm not the best video editor, as you can see. I've had people say like, somebody commented on my plans video. They said like I'd appreciate if you had more editing or more stock footage. I want to do that eventually, but the reality is that, I don't do YouTube full time. I just do it on the side. And so I kind of try to standardize my processes so that way I can make the videos quicker and more interesting. I do want to talk about a video that I put out a couple months ago that got like 100 or so views when I first posted it, which was good at the time. But now it's at almost 1,800 views. It just kind of blew up out of nowhere a couple weeks ago. And that is my video on this book right here. I have it right next to me. Tender is the Flesh, which is a disturbing book about cannibalism. That I really enjoyed the book, but I also just want to make a video explaining it because I in the past have looked at like videos talking about disturbing books and everything that happens in them, and it seems like that video is doing really well, and so I do have some interest in making more content like that, but at the same time I'm also interested in doing more of the lyric analysis because I really like that kind of that content. And that kind of brings me into one of the biggest things I've learned when it comes to YouTube is like I haven't had super insane growth, but I have gained like 700 subscribers in the past 6 months, which for me is really good. And there's a YouTuber that I really like. Her name is Gabby Bell. She's awesome. She had a video where she talked about her journey, and I think she said it took her 2 years to reach 1,000 subscribers and then another year to reach 2,000. So that kind of put my journey into perspective because it's really easy to like look at other channels or people that have been doing really well. I have a friend who does a channel and we were trying to race to 1,000 subscribers and he's at like 5,000 now. He's just done really well. And at first it was kind of discouraging to be like, well, people don't like my content. But that was also kind of freeing because it just let me say like, I just want to do the content that I think is interesting. I want to make videos that I think are fun to make. And that just kind of led me to doing the Deer Hunter stuff, which has been incredibly fulfilling. And that also brings me to, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, if you have a small YouTube channel, if you're trying to make stuff, I know it's like really cliche advice and people say this all the time and you might think it's like bull crap or it doesn't work, but it really is like you should just make the content that you like making because chances are you're not going to make it big. Chances are I'm not going to make it big on YouTube. I'd like to reach 1,000 subscribers. That would be like an absolute dream of mine. And I'm still going to make videos, but if I wasn't enjoying making the videos, I would not be making them because it does take a lot of time and there's other things I'm interested in. Another thing I do is I make music. I have some music up on my channel right now that I sing in and stuff. It's all original songs by me. That stuff doesn't do very well, but I enjoy doing it. And so I think with the YouTube content, it's like, I just like making the stuff that I want to make. And if you make the stuff that you're interested in, people will see it and you might not have a massive follower base, but you might have enough to make it, to 500 subscribers, which is just a really cool idea in the first place. Like the fact that there's like 700 people out there that want to see my videos is really awesome and just amazing. And it's been really good for me because I kind of started this when my wife and I moved from Idaho, as where we lived before. We moved out to Washington on the coast. It's a beautiful spot. But it has been like, I've had a lot more free time because I moved away from kind of some of my friends. And making YouTube videos has just been like a really good way for me to put my energy into something that feels productive, feels like I'm doing something. And for the most part, it makes me feel good. It does kind of suck. Like when I released the Death Cab for Cutie video and only got like 60 views, I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. I put a lot of effort into that and it didn't do very well. But at the end of the day, it's like every new subscriber is still cool to me. It's still fun to see that number kind of jump up. And the reality is that like if I ever did make it to the point where I was making money off of this or I could sustain at least like a part-time income off of this, that would be the absolute dream of mine. I think a lot of people get into YouTube because they think you can make a lot of money off of it. And some people do, but we kind of don't think about the millions of channels that try to do something and don't, make any money at all. They kind of flop and fail. Or even people that are like, I have a lot of YouTubers that I really like and they have like 10 to 20,000 subscribers. They're probably not making that much money at all off of their channel, but they still continue to make content because they enjoy doing it. And so it's kind of like chasing a dream of mine. It's easy to feel like that's a little bit silly because like I think it's like they say that with kids, the most like requested or the most like the career that most kids want to get into is being a YouTuber. And so it feels kind of silly sometimes to be like me, I'm 25 and I'm like, am I just chasing this weird dream of mine? But it's like, well, I do work a normal job as well, so it's not that crazy. But it is like that would be my absolute dream job. And so just getting to make videos and get better at the editing process and learn how to record and learn how to just make more engaging scripts is really rewarding to me, and I enjoy writing. So a lot of it's been super fun. I think another thing that we talk about is like thief is the comparison of joy. I said that completely wrong. Comparison is the thief of joy. And that being like, you look at other channels that are doing really well and you just think like, man, I wish I got that many views. Sometimes I like be watching a YouTube video because I watch so much YouTube every day, and I kind of look at like the sub count or something, and I'm like, it would be really nice to be there. And the reality is like, yeah, it would be nice to be there, but I might never get there. But I'm not upset about that. I like being where I'm at. And I like to see I'm getting kind of consistent growth every day. I'm getting a couple new subs every day. And then my viewers, if you're watching this, you guys have been awesome, been super supportive, just incredibly supportive of everything that I do. And it's cool that you guys listen to me talk about music, or you listen to my music, or you listen to me talk about disturbing books. I want to do more of all that stuff in the future. It just takes, it's kind of tough because sometimes you have an idea that you're really excited about and it doesn't do well. And so when you have another idea you're excited about, you're like, well, do I want to post this now? Because what if it doesn't do well? And I should just be better at being like, it doesn't matter if it does well. Like, the fact that I'm enjoying making it is enough. But anyway, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I guess I'll just give some advice to people who are starting out new. One, I'll just talk about all the technology that I use. I use Canva to make all my thumbnails. I have like a Canva Pro subscription. It's like $10 a month. It's what I make all my thumbnails with. I would suggest using that for thumbnails. It's really cool. It's what I edit all my lyric videos on as well. Two, for my editing software, I said I use DaVinci Resolve. That is a free software that a lot of professionals use. I highly recommend it. I tried using Final Cut Pro for a second, but yeah, I only got like a 90-day subscription or whatever trial to it, and I didn't like it as much as DaVinci, so I used DaVinci instead. For recording, I used just like a mic that I got. I think it was like a $100 mic that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. It's an Audio-Technica mic, and it does the job fine. It's not the most professional sounding. You can kind of see behind me, I've done some stuff to kind of make this a little bit better of a studio. I've got my records up on the wall just for like aesthetically pleasing, view, but I also have acoustic foam back there. You can see it there. It's also all along all my walls here. I got that for really cheap. It was like $12 for like 100 pieces of it. And so I've used that just to make the sound a little bit better. And then when it comes to like times to post your videos, I think there's not really, it'll tell you when you have the most viewers. I don't think there's really a best time to post something, but when I do post a video, I make sure to like fill it up with like relevant keywords and tags. But another issue I've ran into is I think sometimes you can be too general with your tags. I think that's what happened with my Death Cab for Cutie video, is that I put in all these tags of like each of these songs and their lyrics and all that kind of stuff. And then when it sent the video out, it sent it out to so many people they didn't really click into it, and then it kind of buried it. I think like the Deer Hunter was better because it's more of a niche that you can look at. So my big suggestion for anybody starting out would be find a really small niche that you're interested in. Like for me, it was the Deer Hunter. And just kind of focus on that. I've had a lot of success posting my videos to the Deer Hunter subreddit. People have liked them and watched them and came through. And so I think that's really useful to kind of find any other avenue. I've had people come find my videos through my Instagram. I'll like message those there. I post on TikTok too, but I think I've only had like a couple people come through that way. But just using all the avenues that you possibly have, especially Reddit, it's really useful to get more views, more subscribers is really, really helpful. Again, just don't compare yourself to other people. Make the kind of videos that you want, because you have to think like if this were ever to become your job, your full-time career, you'd be wanting to make videos that you're interested in making. So you're not just like trading out your day job for another job that probably doesn't pay you as well and you don't like making the content. So that's why I only like to make videos that I like to make. And then also like I've received a couple like hate comments. Not really, but my commenters are like overwhelmingly nice and awesome. There's just been a couple people that have said some dumb things, but it's like I don't really care. If somebody says something rude like that, I typically just hide the comment so nobody else can see it. And I just don't worry about it. I try to like not respond to people. I've done that a couple times. I feel like I probably shouldn't have done that, but I try to be, not like super concerned with that stuff. I think I'm pretty confident in myself in general, and so kind of helps me not be bothered about that. But I have seen some awesome support. I mentioned this in another video, but I went to the Deer Hunter concert in Seattle. It was my first time seeing them in concert, and I had a group of people actually recognize me from my videos, and we talked for a while, and it was just super awesome, super cool. I really loved that. And so I'd say overall, if you want to start a YouTube channel, definitely do it. It's really fun. It's like just such a good way to kind of, stretch yourself creatively, to put content out there that you're interested in, to put a lot of your creative energy into something. Because like for me, I know I used to spend a lot of time playing video games. I'm trying to play less of that now because I'm like, well, I can just have more, take that energy and put it into like doing something productive that might eventually get me paid someday. So I've really enjoyed this YouTube channel. It's been a ton of fun. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, I can't imagine you would have found this video like super interesting or exciting. But if you haven't subscribed and YouTube for some reason put this on your page and you clicked onto it, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm like a little bit, I'm like 250 away, so I'm getting pretty close to it. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.